how to get more listings and what to do exactly before a listing appointment, during a listing appointment, and after. This is going to be a 3-part video series where I'm going to be telling you pre-appointment, during, and after on everything you need to do in order for you to get more listings and take home the sale. I'm Krista Mashore. I've been in real estate for 24 years. I've sold over 2,300 homes in my career. I averaged 133 homes a year, and the majority of them were all listings. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So
Krista Mashore is here.
Or you can do anything. This is a 3-part video series. Be sure to watch them all. I'm going to be showing you in this video what I do before the appointment to make sure I actually get to meet with the seller and the seller actually wants to meet with me, whether he's meeting with other agents, right? The goal is that he doesn't want or she doesn't want to meet with other agents because of what I do before. This is how you win before you arrive and how you win before you walk through the door. I'm going to be showing you everything that I do from A to Z starting now. I'm also going to be going over what these boxes are, how to use them, and what's inside of them. Here's the deal. Anybody can create a box like this and drop it off, but it's what is inside the box and how it's positioned to help convert a seller. We've got one that's for a traditional seller. We also have one for a buyer. Also, if you're selling luxury, we've got one for luxury and all the contents are luxury, and one for sale by owner. We also have specific materials that are very similar for a veteran, for divorce, and the such. The thing you need to understand is the more that content speaks directly to somebody that it seems like it was made for them, the more they will convert. Okay, so let's get into it. Phase 1 is the pre-appointment, what you do before listing. Now we are going to assume that you have already spoken to the seller. If you haven't seen the video on what to say to a seller before when a seller calls you and how to make sure you actually get that appointment, go back and watch that video first. Okay, so before an appointment, the idea is this. So the key actions in the strategy once the listing appointment is confirmed. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to drop off the listing launch box. I call this my premier listing system. This is how, no joke, I on average closed 97 to 98% of every single listing that I went on because I won before I arrived. It's all the things I did before even getting to the appointment to ensure I actually got the appointment and to ensure that I differentiated myself from other agents. I did things that they weren't willing to do. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna drop off your listing box. Now, if the home is luxury, you're going to drop off the listing luxury box. Now, what is inside of here? I'm going to be going through all of that. You want to physically deliver this as soon as possible. Now, understand, I have a workflow in place through my software called the Mashore method, which once somebody calls, you click the link and you trigger it to go off. It starts doing all of these actions. It tells you all the things to do. Create the listing package, drop off the book, the listing launch box, right? Send a video text message, send a video text message confirming that it got done, or send your Savvy Seller book, send your Savvy Seller course. It tells you to do all of these things. Now, this is just a spreadsheet of it, but we can kind of give you an idea of what it looks like as well within the Mashore method. So all you have to do is push a button and then it tells you every single thing to do so that nothing gets missed. This is how you stay organized. This is how you sell at bulk, okay? All right, let's just start with the traditional home, traditional sale, okay? Again, just to kind of understand is that luxury is a little bit different. It's in a nice book like this. It's labeled with our logo on it. And then inside has the CMA. Never ever drop off the market analysis before a listing appointment. You always want to go over the price with the seller in person. The reason for this is if you give a seller a price before you get there, and somebody else puts them a higher price, they might not even meet with you because they don't like the price you're giving them. So you are not going to put the actual, you're not going to put the actual CMA, the comparative market analysis, inside of the actual box when you drop it off, okay? This one is a little bit more of a traditional one. It's not as luxury. It's very, very nice. Inside of this book, I've got my listing presentation. You can see I also have the luxury one. This one just looks a little bit more luxury, right? And in here, what makes this listing presentation different is I have examples of just listed and just sold cards. I've got stats and data in here that is current and relevant. It's talking about the importance of social media. It's showing the different marketing that we use. It's showing how we utilize social media and video and marketing and virtual tours. It shows, property websites. This is an actual paper representation of what I go over in person with them. Here's the deal. I'm going to be showing you a marketing video, a part of a marketing video that I go over with my sellers, and I don't even usually have to do the listing presentation because of the marketing video that I send beforehand, okay? Also inside this box is the marketing plan. The marketing plan really showcases and differentiates what I do that's different. If you just pause this video and look at tapping into the power of the internet and just read just this one page, you're gonna get a very good understanding of how I'm showcasing myself differently than my competitors. The idea is to show, not tell. Also inside of this presentation, we've got copies of the seller homework, right? The seller homework asks them, 2 copies of your keys on the front door, that kind of thing. It's information that we give to the seller to help the seller prepare us when we list their home so we don't miss anything. There's also here, this is a luxury living guide, right? That we include in the luxury living one. Also what's inside of the box is I have samples of flyers that I have done before. I always try to put a sample flyer of a home in the neighborhood. So if you've got a just listed card, a just sold card, or sample flyers, what you want to do is you want to put something similar to the home that you're going for. So always do yourself a favor and save extra copies of flyers for yourself so that you have that you can put them inside the listing box. The idea is I want sellers to see that I've listed other homes in their area because it makes me look as though I'm more of an expert in that specific area. So be sure to save. Notice on this one, it says sold for $92,000 over asking. I'm trying to showcase that what I'm doing is different than my competitors. So again, I've got sample, just listed and just sold cards in there as well. So what goes in the box is your marketing plan. Also, what goes in the box is I have a copy of my book. Now notice this one says what to expect when selling your home in Shadow Lakes. If I'm going to a home in Shadow Lakes, I bring this book because it shows, my gosh, she sold a house. She's writing a book on how to sell a home in Shadow Lakes. I put that in the box. This one says what to expect when selling your home. If it's not in that neighborhood, I only put this one. Or if they're selling in East County, I'll put this one, okay? Also, I have a sample of a coaster. On this coaster has a QR code that directs them directly to a funnel specific to either a seller course or a neighborhood community funnel. This neighborhood community funnel showcases information about the neighborhood. It also has an updated monthly market update every single month specific to that neighborhood. We have various different funnels that we've created in different neighborhoods. So that if a seller or a buyer calls me specifically to do a listing presentation or a buyer representation in a specific neighborhood, I want to showcase that I am an expert in that specific neighborhood. Now, you want to send a personalized video text message confirming that you are dropping off their listing launch box. So they know to expect it and they know to actually look at it on their front door. Remember, as soon as that seller calls you, you want to initiate this process for us, if you're using the Mashore method, you push the box and it says, deliver the CMA. Then it says, send a text message. It tells you everything that you need to do in order so that nothing gets missed. Now, you also want, once you've delivered the listing launch box, you want to send a personal video text message telling people to actually that you delivered it, that it's there. So you're going to send one saying, hey, expect me to deliver one. Number 2, you're saying, I just delivered one. Well, Krista, why do I need to do both? Because remember, you're always in a job interview. Anything and everything that you do is a representation of what they can expect from you. So you want to show them that you're on top of things. You're a great communicator. You do what you say. You act fast and you're efficient. Those are all the things that you are demonstrating to a seller before ever meeting them by doing each and every one of these activities. Okay, so send a video text message after you drop it off, letting them know that you are looking forward to the appointment. Now, at this time, you're going to want to say, hey, Mr. Seller, say their name. I just dropped off your listing launch packet on your doorstep. Be sure to check it out. And I can't wait to see you on this date at this time. say their name, say the date, confirm the time on the video text message, okay? Also, remind them, be sure to watch your marketing video that I've sent you. This is gonna show you what differentiates myself from my competition. Also, we're gonna be emailing a marketing plan. It's also in your box, as well as information regarding a seller course. This course tells you everything you need to do when selling your home from A to Z, everything from pricing, negotiations, who pays for what you should expect. Be sure to watch the marketing video. And if you have time, go through the course. We've also are emailing you. We've also dropped off a book. And the book is How to Sell Your Home from A to Z, okay? Now you might be thinking that all of this is too much information. Here's what you need to understand. When somebody is selling their home, they want as much information as possible. Research shows that in most cases, a home is someone's most valued financial asset, and it will make them the most amount of money in any transaction that they will ever do. So you are trying to position yourself as the expert and as the authority. It's not too much. Every single one of these tools is a tool in your toolbox to be able to make your home, to make you stand out as the go-to professional, okay? So there is a drop-off script right here. Hey, insert name, it's Krista. Just a quick heads up, I'll be dropping off your listing launch box at your doorstep today. Inside, you'll find everything you need to help us get your home ready to launch strong. Please watch the marketing video we emailed you as it goes over the key factors of why we are so different. Be sure to go through the materials once it arrives so we can hit the ground running. Talk soon. After you've dropped off your listing launch box, you want to let them know it's on their doorstep. Hi, name, it's Krista. I just dropped off your listing launch box. It's at your doorstep. Take a few minutes to go through the materials before our appointment. It'll give you a head start and make everything smoother when we meet. Just confirming that we are still good for day at time. Also, be sure to look through the marketing plan and the book I dropped off, as it will help you immensely. We also will be selling you a seller course, which gives you everything from A to Z. Now, I've added that because some of you are not going to have all those things, so you won't be able to say that. But if you do, good for you, because you're going to for sure land that list. Now you would send the pre-listing marketing video. This is a part of your workflow where you're going to show the pre-listing video. I'm just going to go ahead and show you 3 minutes of it so you get an idea of what's in it. Remember, the goal for this is to show the seller what makes me different, how I'm unique, how I'm able to do things that other people aren't able to do, other agents aren't able to do, based upon my education of marketing, my knowledge of the market. The goal is I want them to think, why isn't anyone else doing this? Imagine being able to show a seller that you get, over 100,000+ views, and how you're able to get, hundreds of hours of watch time, how you can absolutely beat out Zillow. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm going to show you 3 minutes of this because they get this before I go there. This assures that they're going to want to meet with me. And again, it differentiates me from my competition. We focus on innovation, technology, video, and social media. And here's the kicker. We use them effectively. There's a power in numbers. Here are examples to illustrate the point. Let's look at the numbers where it says reach. That's how many people we were able to reach with this advertisement for a home. Imagine over 132,000 people seeing your home online. We are able to achieve 559 hours of watch time, over 757,000 impressions, which is the number of times your ad was seen, including multiple views from users, and over 10,500 people actually watched this video. Plus, we had over 41,000 people engaging, meaning they liked, they commented, or they shared the video. Zillow only attained 1,509 views. We also create impressive landing pages for our homes on social media, incorporating video. According to Orion 21, landing pages with video can achieve up to 800% more conversions than those without. Another striking statistic is that buyers are 40% more likely to visit a home that they've seen online. That's why it's our fiduciary duty to expose your home to as many prospective buyers as possible. We engage in a geographic, detailed targeting, reaching both local and out-of-the-area prospects across various social media platforms. We advertise properties extensively, as seen in the amount of time people spend watching the videos. Imagine having your property tour watched for over 555 hours, or 357 hours. That equates to a substantial number of views. If we calculate 555 hours of watch time, this could mean approximately 16,650 individuals watched the home tour. This approach is far more impactful than open houses, which typically only attracts furious neighbors and, of course, looky-loos. Now, in that video, it showcased, it showed examples. I always say show, not tell, examples of, how much reach I had, video views, hours of watch time, right? It showed examples of marketing. That is the goal here, okay? Now they're also going to trigger showing property examples. So now the CRM is going to show them examples of other listings you have sold and the marketing that you've done. You're going to show the videos of the homes that you've sold, okay? Now, once the listing appointment is confirmed, that is when you are going to trigger for the marketing presentation video to actually go through. Then you're going to trigger other things. You're going to trigger the entire marketing presentation to go to them. You're going to trigger the book, The Savvy Seller, to get sent to them, okay? Which is fucking selling your home. Then you are going to trigger a local market update video on pricing, days on market, and what's happening in their area. Then you're going to trigger the seller's course. This is where they're going to be, and here's the deal. They might not watch the entire thing, but the goal is I want them to see that I am an authority. I have created a course on selling. And also it gives them a lot of information. Believe it or not, a lot of people will watch this entire course. This course walks them through negotiations, pricing, what to do before a home, what's traditionally done from a seller and a buyer. Goes through how to prepare your home for sale, how to get the most amount of money. It's everything. So we'll send them the seller course. So that is what is in the box. So again, there's a customized marketing plan that's tailored to the seller's property. We've got a luxury version. We've got a normal version. We also have one for a veteran. We have one for a divorce, and we have one for expired. The goal is for you to figure out which one of these materials is going to speak more directly to the seller, or what's the objective you're going after. If you've got a luxury listing, utilize the luxury box, utilize the luxury materials. Even if you don't have a luxury, you can still use the luxury box, or you can just choose to use the traditional box. The idea is, Krista, do I need all of these materials? Can't I just use the traditional one? Absolutely, you can. But as you start to get busier, remember, if somebody calls you and they're going through a divorce and you've got divorce material that specifically speaks to them, it makes good sense. If you're working with a veteran and you've got materials about veterans and different programs out there, it makes more sense to use that one, okay? But you can just start with one and use it, and then you can build upon that as you add to your marketing arsenal. Notice the pretty That's pretty. That's a good one. Show up the credentials, that's good. Let me get out, Lisa, yeah. Okay, good. Also remember, inside the box, I've got examples of flyers that I've had that are similar to other homes in the area if I have them. I want them to see what it is that I'm doing. So I've got my property brochures, both standard, both luxury. You've got both of those in there. We also have just sold cards. Remember, the goal is that I want to show them that I've sold other homes in the area. So I have examples of just listed cards and of just sold cards of homes that I have sold in the area. I also love for them to see that I have other homes listed. Also, that this says just us versus them. The difference is $215,000. How we sold this home for more. And I like to put, remember, the similar home in an area of a neighborhood. If I have information, I like to put that in there. Okay. So the goal of this is to showcase, number one, what my just sold properties look like, my just listed flyers look like, what my flyers look like. And it's also to showcase my unique marketing abilities, and also that I am a busy agent. Now, some of you are like, Krista, I've never sold a house before. I'm new. That's okay. You can work up to that later. I just want to show you what you can work towards, and make sure that whenever you order flyers or whenever you order brochures, you always have extra, so that when you have a listing appointment, you can put that information in your marketing box at a later time. Okay. Also, inside the box is the seller homework. The seller homework, again, talks about keys. It goes over all the information the seller needs to fill out, like fireplaces, how many, what type, is it gas, is it electric? Do you have AC and heat? What type? Is it dual zone, single zone? It asks all the information about the property from A to Z. That's also in the box. Here's another example of a just sold postcard that we have sent out, or a just sold flyer that is more of a type of luxury style flyer. Okay. Here's an example of a 30-day plan to prepare your home for sale. Again, I've got a QR code that goes directly to seller tips. And in here, it goes through days 1 through 30 on everything that they need to do when it comes to selling their home. Okay. Again, all of these are just in the CRM. You push the button and it sends it automatically, or reminds you to send it. It's very, very, very simple. Okay. Now, if I'm working with a buyer, right? Similar type of thing. The path to your new home starts here. I'm going to make sure I've got my buyer's guide in there. Okay. Your carefree move starts here. Okay. What to do with the pets, and you name it, like anything and everything you can think about. We have the exact same thing. You know, the idea is just educating a buyer. We've got the buyer book as well, hardcover, that goes in here as well for a buyer. I know we're talking about sellers right now, but I want you to understand that these type of marketing materials work for both sellers and for buyers. And if you're in my program, you have access to all of that. We also do sell those individually. Okay, seller's guides. We have a copy of a seller's guide in there. You're like, Krista, like what to expect in the first 14 days of selling. That is also something that we send. The 30-day plan to sell your home. Again, all of these are auto-triggered. The full-blown marketing plan. So this is basically a written description of what you're going to do to market their home that is similar to the pre-marketing video that you're sending, but this is in written form. Okay. Now, this is very, very important. You're going to want to send them to a neighborhood specific community funnel that is specific to their neighborhood. Here's an example that I can show you of different funnels. And what a funnel is, it's basically just like a website, but it's you sending the seller or the buyer, if you're working for a buyer, to a funnel, a website that's all the information specific to selling and information about their specific neighborhood. Why? Because research shows that the more you speak directly to somebody, the more they will convert. So if I'm interviewing a seller in Deer Ridge or Garin Ranch or Shadow Lakes or in a specific neighborhood, I want to show them that I'm an expert in that neighborhood, and I created a market update on the neighborhood. So when they go to that neighborhood funnel, it's positioning me as the authority and as the expert. You'll use a QR code that will either be on one of your marketing materials, it'll be on your box. You can choose, okay? If you don't have a neighborhood community funnel done, or your book done, or your seller course done, you will just take that out. Well, Krista, I don't need to wait until I have everything until I start. No, you add as you go, right? Even if you don't have any of those materials, you still do as much of this process as you can. And then once you have those materials done, you keep adding. And that is when you get to a 97, 98% close ratio. Okay. Again, now we're going to send them to our seller course. Now, at this point, I also want to showcase other information. Now, here's the deal. The way that this system is set up is if you have an appointment in 24 hours, it just kind of sends them a bunch of emails all at one time. If it's in a 7-day cycle, it will slowly give them more information. Now, by this point, they've seen the marketing plan. They've watched the marketing video. They've at least seen my book or looked at the book. They've had access to the seller course. They may not have gone through, but at least they've seen it. Now I want to showcase to them information that shows how different I am. So now I'm going to start utilizing drip emails. So here's an example. How we drive, 100,019 views using AI, social media, and YouTube. Sending emails to them and dripping emails that shows what we do that is different, okay? These are various email drips that go out that prove and show my unique value proposition and what makes me different based upon my unique marketing capabilities. Like here's a one showing 76,000 people reached with 46,000 views, 132,000 people reached with 79,000 views. Here's an example of a property showing we had the 394 hours of watch time. The idea is this: can you imagine getting an email that showcases that you were able to market a property that had 300, 400, 500 hours of watch time and 139,000, 170,000 people seeing the ad? Then you take that data, and in fact, it's in the actual video, and you show, here's what Zillow was able to do, and here's what I was able to do. And you show them 4 or 5 properties of marketing, and that's how you beat out the competition, okay? All right. Now what I want to do, here's another example. This video brought in 203,000 views on one of our listings. Okay, I include a short video and show them exactly how to do it.
What impressed us most with Homes by Krista was that they had everything in order. We were given a booklet ahead of time prior to actually selling or putting the house on the market. The marketing for the house was unbelievable. They go above and beyond. We have actual paper flyers. There are amazing drone footage of aerial shots of the front, the back, overview from the top. It was just amazing. As well as inside, the ability to have still pictures and a 360 walkthrough was just something that we've just not seen before by anybody. The process itself was very seamless. There was no question we were going to use Homes by Krista, as we sold a house before and actually purchased this one through Krista, Homes by Krista and her associates. And it was, again, no question we were going to go back to her, and we called nobody else but them to help us get through this ordeal of selling our home. If we have anybody that we know is trying to sell a house or to purchase a house, Homes by Krista will be the first place we tell them to look there and look no further. You will get nobody that's going to help you more, to be more involved and feel more of a family than anything else in getting this sale done.
Now, I also want to show that I have happy customers. So I insert a testimonial video from one of my sellers into my CRM workflow. Now, you can also send examples of your marketing, examples, like a video testimonial of a seller, a written testimonial of a seller at one time. It doesn't have to be dripped out. I like to drip them out because I want to literally overwhelm them with the amount of marketing and the amount of information that I'm able to do for them. Now I want to show them also how I utilize systems and processes to stay organized, be on top of the transaction for them, but also be on the top of the transaction for our buyers so I don't miss anything. So here's an example of an CRM automation that will show you all the different things that we do and the different triggers that are happening. Why would I want to show a seller this? I want to show a seller this because when I'm showing a seller this information, the seller sees that I use systems, I have processes, I'm organized, I'm going to stay on top of things, I'm not going to miss anything, not only for them, but also for the buyer.